What's up, everybody? BSP9. Got a special guest in the house, Mr. Joshua Oliveros. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we going Clark or Joshua?
Baby, is this how we're going to start?
I can always cut it out, baby.
Well,
We got Mr. Clark in the house.
Joshua Clark Olivares.
Joshua Clark, right here. Longtime friend. Known this guy since he was knee-high to a duck.
First grade.
First grade, yep.
Yeah, we got a long
Yeah, I'll
time.
never forget, man. That's
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had just came from I think I was at Baskin Elementary, and then went to Fernandez, scared shitless. I think I even cried a little bit for mommy. But yeah, he was there to to be my new friend, and yeah, we've
Man, that's
pretty
right,
much
dude.
been friends since.
This is first grade, man. Yeah, we go back a long time.
Yeah. Well, pleasure to have you on the
Pleasure
podcast.
to be here.
Yeah. Been wanting to get a few of you guys. I mean, I know Elliot has also been chomping at the bit to get on here, but yeah, maybe one day we'll see.
Well, it's definitely been a good start. I know that Summers is going to take a little break from here, and he's going to do the logistics side of everything on here. So, looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a good one, and Bull Spitting podcast.
Yeah.
1.0, I'm sure is going to take off and be a little, it's going to do its thing. But, I wanted to appreciate Mark for allowing us to go ahead and move forward. And he's going to be rocking the boat from the outside.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So how does it feel to be here in this atmosphere? You've seen it. You've seen the show a few times.
definitely, yeah. It's I loved it, enjoyed it. Y'all made me laugh. It was definitely really good. And I know we tried kicking one a while back, and it didn't pan through, but it's all good, baby. We're here, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. So yeah, he's actually the one that got me started on this whole podcast thing. What year was that? Do you remember? It was a couple years back.
Man, pre-COVID, I remember that.
Okay,
for sure.
so 2019.
Yeah, about 2019. It was definitely pre-COVID.
Okay.
And I think I know we were doing a few with our boy Elliot, and I couldn't tell you the dates, but yeah, man, it was definitely about that time frame.
Yeah. Did you tell everyone kind of like what we were doing? We're just huddled around your phone. I think we were just talking about sports and stuff at the time, right? Sports, games, entertainment, I think.
Yeah, we were doing movies, entertainment, sports, whatever was on our mind. We're adding those sound clips, posting it on Spotify.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I know people who listened to it did enjoy it. It was fun, and I know scheduling conflicts came about. So
Yeah.
Well,
whether you realize it or not, you've actually contributed to the BSP, the Bull Spitting podcast. So let's get right into it, baby.
All right, baby.
All right. So first thing I want to ask you is you wanted to talk about a reboot of some sort. Is that right?
Yes. So Miramax won the bid for the Halloween franchise. As you know, Michael Myers is going to be back. And it's interesting. I thought it was going to be the end because I know Jamie Lee Curtis said she was done.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name, unfortunately, but the one who played Michael Myers is done
Old.
with he's old, of course.
Yeah.
But he's retiring as Michael Myers, and Miramax wants to do their thing, and basically it's starting with them doing a television series with Halloween, and they kind of want to pick up where they want to do where Halloween 3 Season the Witch. That's the only Michael Myers one I didn't see because he wasn't.
That's
in there.
right. I forgot that they had that, man. I totally forgot about that. That one's the third one, right?
That is the third one. That is correct, and he was not in that one. And they want to do apparently a Halloween universe. They want to expand it out. They want to. No. But it's not going to be.
Don't tell me multiverse shit, baby.
No. So it's not a multiverse, but they want to expand the Halloween verse by doing more series that ties in with the movie, ties in with the story. And Season of the Witch was his own story. I unfortunately didn't get to see it. I've seen every Halloween movie but that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've seen it either.
And and they're gonna try.
Had a low rating on Amazon Prime. That's why I didn't. Yeah,
I didn't even look at the rating,
but then again, so did Halloween 2. I just saw that one. That one's pretty good, I have to admit.
Actually, I think it's one of my favorite ones over the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone's a critic these days, I guess, because it was Rotten Tomatoes. Both the critics and the audience didn't care much for it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, especially for the time it was shot. So, I mean, you agree, right?
I do agree. I think that at that time that they ended up, I don't think it got a good reception when it hit the movie theaters back then. But the more people have watched it, it has developed a higher following, and people actually really enjoyed that second one. The third one, I didn't even bother, like I said. But with Miramax, they want to continue on with that one. And then Michael Myers is going to return. And they want to bring him back to the theaters. Whether they're going to reboot it, I don't see how they can continue on the story where it ended off.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the other one, a spoiler, I'll give you a second to skip that over.
Yeah,
But
digest that.
little digest, but Michael Myers.
Digest that savory morsel right there.
Yeah, Michael Myers was ground beef.
Damn it, Bebe. You gave the whole fucking thing away right there. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I said. Spoiler, Bebe.
All right. Yeah. True. You did say that. Okay.
But what do you think? Well, you think that it should have left? Let's see. How can I say this? Do you think it should have stayed where it's at and go somewhere else, or do you feel that it took too long for them to make another Michael Myers movie, and it was the movie we all deserved and enjoyed?
I personally think that they did a good job with it. Honestly, I mean, was it stretched out a little bit longer than it had to be? Like, did they really get like the last squeeze, the last juice, bit of juice out of that? I think so. Not unlike the Fast and Furious. I mean, I haven't even seen like the last maybe 2 or 3 of those because I'm just like, they're going to space now. Oh, great! Like, what are they gonna do next? Like, come back from the dead? I mean, like, come on, man. Like, let's be real about this. I mean, like, come on, this series is done. But when it comes to Halloween, I did like, kind of like, well, they teased us with like, kind of a passing the baton, so to speak, to the kid. Turns out, I mean, spoiler alert, sorry. Turns out it didn't really go that way.
And I'll say this, man. I wish they would have gone that direction.
Oh yeah,
I thought cool. That kid, the way he, it was just kind of like it was kind of like a guy who probably came into the meeting and said, you know what, I have an idea. Let's add this part in there, but then screw it up at the end. And it was just, why the hell was it even in there in the first place?
Yeah. But you know what? Come to think of it, the way they ended it, they kept their dignity. You know what I mean? The series kept the dignity.
Okay.
So I commend them for that. All right. So with the rebooting of it, do you think it's going to be successful? Do you think it's going to flop? What do you think?
Horror sells. Horror sells regardless of the movie's shitty or not.
Okay. That's fair.
And Michael Myers is Halloween. To me, when you think of a horror franchise, it's Halloween. It's Michael Myers.
It's true.
I mean, I will put him on top of anybody else. You can put whatever horror movie or any franchise you want against it. And for me, Michael Myers is Halloween, is horror. That's my opinion, of course. I'm sure somebody else probably would throw in The Conjuring or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hey, well, I would like to, but unfortunately, I mean, because I love Freddy.
Oh,
but
I know you do, baby.
But there's only really like 3, maybe 4 of the movies that I can really stand behind. Absolutely, without a doubt, the third installment of Nightmare on Elm Street is the best. I don't care what anyone says. You say anything else, you're wrong. All right.
Ooh, which one is that one?
Dream Warriors.
Ooh, is that the one where Freddy does the syringe fingers?
Yep.
I like that one. That was that was a good one.
Oh yeah, you gotta admit, baby. Come on.
Better than the first one.
Yes.
Ooh.
Absolute. No one even comes close to the third one. I'm sorry, man. I mean, first one's iconic, sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Trailblazer, sure. But the third one's just so damn good, dude. Like the actors, the death scenes, it's just so good, man. It is.
It really is. I did like all the deaths in there. I know the first one that, man, since the first time I ever saw it, and the one that always stood by me is Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah,
The bed
yeah,
scene.
that's true. That
The bed
one's like
scene.
probably the best one. Like that was like so revolutionary, I think, at the time, right? Because
Oh
like,
my
how the
God.
hell did they do that, right?
Yeah, not only was he sunk into there, but then it was just like if they opened up the elevators from The Shining. I mean, it was that damn
Ooh.
much blood coming out of that bed, baby. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, make me not want to sleep in my own bed that night."
That's true. Great reference, man. Great reference. Okay, so speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street, since we're already on the topic,
Okay.
they did have, or at least I had heard, I saw a video or two, even looked up an article beforehand, and there were talks about doing a reboot with Nightmare on Elm Street. Blumhouse was in the conversation for taking it over.
That I did not know.
When they asked Freddy, the original Freddy, Robert England, if he was interested in coming back as Freddy. Of course, you know, the spirit was there, the body wasn't. He says he's too
Right.
old.
Yeah, I read about that.
And from what I heard in one of these videos is that he was considering like coming back as the voice, or maybe they were just kind of playing around with the idea of just him voicing the character, and then they were going to use a CGI Freddy, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I don't think anybody can get behind that, right?
But I'll tell you what, man. Like, if Robert England is Freddy,
Yeah.
it is, and it's really hard to do the franchise without him, as they tried to do that one reboot. And I love him. You know, he was I can't think of his name, the actor that was the Watchmen, Rorschach.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm in the same boat with you, man.
He did real good.
Yeah, he did.
He owned it.
But you know, here's the thing. I'm actually surprised to know that, or to find out that a lot of people, audiences and critics alike, didn't care much for the reboot.
Of course.
Yeah. And I was shocked because when I saw it, I thought, okay, different for sure, like different flavor, but still pretty good, I think.
Did Michael Bay direct that one too? Because I know he did Friday the 13th.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I want to, maybe he did. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I could be wrong. But you know what? I've seen a lot of cosplayers, man, that put on the legit Freddy mask that looks like Robert England. And you can just tell me that it looks like if it was Robert England wearing the mask. I mean, you can have somebody do that and say the words and then Robert England do the voice.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
it would
true.
work. I think it would work because you can actually do the mask of Robert England and they can mold it and do it, and somebody wears it and does the talking, and let Robert England do the voice.
Someone very athletic.
Yeah, 'cause
Get
I
like a
mean-
mascot in there, you know?
Oh yeah, baby. Because look at Chucky, dude. Look at Chucky. Look at the guy who voices him. I mean, he's probably in his late 60s right now. I don't know why I don't have the names of these actors, man, but you know, he's
That's
still
okay. People can look it up. It's fine. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
Mark
but
used to
he
say.
still does
People
the
can look
voice.
him up, you know?
But you know what? He does the voice of Chucky, and look at the series, man. They revived it. It's brought back to life, and has actually been really good. And I don't see why they can't do that with Freddy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Because Robert England did such a fucking like home run like
Of course.
style performance with that, you know, it's hard to replace him. And
Absolutely.
And the reason why I believe, like, if we had to have a debate over which one's going to do better, if we had the reboot of Elm Street or the reboot of Halloween, Halloween's going to take it because Michael Myers never spoke. We don't even really know the guy's name. Whereas when we come to Nightmare on Elm Street, it's Robert England's, it's his world, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah, and the thing, and see, and that's the whole reason why Scream 2 is like just chef's kiss, and you can you can continue you know, milking that cow for all it's worth, baby, because you know you have different killers that you don't really know who's the killer, you know,
Okay,
until
I
the
can agree
end.
with that.
A lot of curveballs. I mean, I know the last few Screams, they had me like, oh shit. I mean, like I thought it might have been that, and then I was totally wrong.
Ooh.
And so yeah.
So they got you, huh?
They got me.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
they
I don't
definitely
know.
got me, baby. And
Tell
you know
I
what?
like the new ones.
It's hard for me to get got. You know what I'm saying? Like I usually see it coming, but I think it's just because they're not sticking to the original recipe on how to shoot these horror films, and I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's Scream 3 and 4. I would like to forget about that one.
No shit,
Or
man.
as to say, those.
They them. No, I'm kidding.
Baby.
We just went there, but anyways. So, last question I want to ask you, man.
All right.
Since we're on the topic of all this stuff,
Okay.
movie theaters. Do you see them still being like they used to be? Do you see them closing? Is there a future in movie theaters, or is it all going to be streamed very, very soon?
Let me tell you something, man. Well, first, let me get your opinion. I want you to go first, and you tell me what you think.
Oh, I think it's dying.
You think it's dying?
I think it's dying.
done?
Yeah, because I mean, COVID, I think was a real haymaker to the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't really been the same since COVID. Even with the big, blockbuster movies that have hit it, even though there haven't been very many lately, there have been some. Barbie probably being one of them, right? But still, I don't think it's not enough for these movie theaters to stay open. I see a lot of sales, especially here in San Antonio. I saw one, was it Monday or I think it was Monday, honestly. Monday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. They had some kind of sale where you can pay, I think it was like $5 off or $5 on the tickets or something like that.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, I know. So, but what that's telling me is, they're trying to get as many people, walking through the door as they can because they're not coming through.
Okay. I disagree with you.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. COVID did really screw up a lot of things. Let's get that out the door, baby. I think every business across the board had issues. However, I think the movie theater has some shut down. Yes. Was AMC in trouble? Absolutely. But did they recover? They sure did, man. Because I had bought stocks of them and they're at their lowest of the low, and people thought that it was going to go out. But I think that the movie theaters has changed the way they do business, and I think they're adapting to today's economy. And what I mean by that is they're doing smaller theaters and making more entertainment. Because if you look at Casablanca, which is here in San Antonio, you have a bowling alley, you have an arcade, you have like a little mini restaurant in there, plus the movies. Yeah. And of course, you can have people say, "Oh man, I'm going to go bowling," and then somebody who doesn't bowl, they're like, "You know what? I'll just go catch a movie while y'all bowl." And they have a full bar right there. Yeah. And if you notice a lot of different ones, there's a brand new theater that's right off of 35. It's more entertainment. I mean, I think they have laser tag in there, if I'm not mistaken. They have a bowling alley plus the theaters, and it's a lot smaller. And I think that they revolutionized and realized, look, if we continue to be a traditional theater, all day, man, they're going to close the doors.
That's true.
Because of streaming options. You can stream, Fire Stick, all that good stuff, and watch a free movie if you want. But there's the people that want to get out of that house and go to the movie theater and actually enjoy on the big ass screen. And I'm one of those guys. I love watching movies, man. You can put me right in front of those with a popcorn and soda all day, baby.
It's almost becoming like a nostalgic experience. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of, I don't know. I feel like maybe this younger generation, they won't be able to appreciate it as much as we did. I mean, just kind of like the Blockbuster thing, like the going to the rentals, like that's one of those things only, the older generations are going to remember.
When they said you want a soda and a popcorn to go with that rental, babe, I was like, please. Even though you have popcorn at home, you're like, I just want the popcorn and the soda.
I really just missed the place because it was a good way for me to get out of things. Like if people were asking, where are you going? Be like,
all day.
I have to return some videotapes.
Oh, baby. These young Thundercats will never know what it was to wait at a Blockbuster for somebody just to freaking return a rental.
Oh, for real.
And when they dropped it off, I was like, hey, is that it? Is that the movie? Oh, no, man. We didn't. It wasn't it. It was something else. I was like, gosh darn, baby. You said 3 was supposed to be a return today. They just don't know.
Yeah, my thing was renting video games too. Because it's not like online these days and everything. It's like when that video game was coming out, you were like, okay, I got to be at Blockbuster. I got to be at Hollywood Video, whatever. I got to get that shit. Usually when you go there, they're not there. You have to wait.
64 games, the PlayStation games. Oh, man. It was heartbreaking when you saw the cover. You're like, oh, yeah, there's one there. And then the box was freaking empty.
Yeah.
It was a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Good times, good times.
Definitely good times, baby. Definitely good times.
All right, baby. Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and leave it. Go ahead. What
just one gosh darn minute, baby.
What do you want to say, baby? Go
All
ahead.
right. You know what?
We'll keep it rolling. Go ahead.
I'll say this. This will be the final one. Mm-hmm. Since it's starting off as a new era, how about we do a little bet? Because me and you we're extremely competitive.
That's true.
I mean, my God, we could freaking race to tie our shoes fast to do something on there. That's how competitive we are.
Yeah. we would probably bet to see who's gonna have the bigger turd. You know what I'm saying? If we were in the next, in the stalls right next to each other.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's how competitive it gets, Bebe. I'll tell you what. I'll make a little deal with you, Bebe. Ball tequila, one shot next week. We're big fantasy football guys, aren't we?
That's true. You're very right about that.
How about we bet? We pick one player each from the Monday night game this coming up, and I believe it's the Dallas Cowboys versus your Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, yeah, Pepe.
Now, by no means, not a Cowboys fan. I used to be. And I know you're a diehard Chargers fan.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you pick whichever player you want. And I'll take the opposite. I know, I'll pick one of the players. Whoever scores the most fantasy points wins. The loser next week takes one, maybe two shots.
Okay.
Of
So
tequila.
whichever one of our people that we pick, whoever does the best on points wins. Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
All right. I'll let you go first. I'll let you pick. You want the Chargers or you want to go with the Cowboys? And remember, this is fantasy football.
Yeah.
Baby. You can pick whoever you want.
I'm going to go Tony Pollard.
Oh,
I know it's sacrilegious. I know.
Ooh,
Believe me, I
Pepe.
know. But I also, if there's one thing I also
my
know,
God.
is my Chargers. And that run defense has been horrible for years. So I'm going to go Tony Pollard. I'm sorry, Bolt fans, Bolt fam.
Oh,
But,
Tony Pollard.
I mean, well, do I want to take a shot too? Maybe.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take your boy Austin Eckler, baby, the guy who's won me a fantasy football championship. And I say Austin Eckler gets more fantasy points than Tony Pollard.
I want to believe you on that. I really do.
Oh, yeah?
I kind of want you to win this one, but
Oh, really?
I know how this cookie crumbles, baby. You know what I'm
but not
saying?
only that,
It's not my
baby,
first time dunking it in the
Hey,
milk.
take
you know
it
what
easy,
I mean?
baby. I got him on my fantasy league. I need these points.
So your heart's invested too, huh? As well as your
Oh,
wallet.
you guys darn right, baby. Don't get me wrong, baby. I love tequila, but you're going to be taking the shots next week.
Yeah. To kill
So
you.
do we have a deal? Do we have a gentleman's agreement?
Got yourself a gosh darn deal.
All right, baby. Hold on.
That's a handshake right there. That's a handshake.
That's a handshake, baby. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring some good tequila next week, and you're going to be taking it.
Looking forward to it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this time. BSP9. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Helps us grow the channel. And
Absolutely.
if you guys like it, spread the word. Don't be shysty with this stuff. You know what I mean?
And don't worry, baby. We shot this through the hip today. I mean, we kind of just put these topics together basically yesterday.
Yeah.
And we got a lot more juicy content coming.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad to get this thing rolling again, because we've had a lot of speed bumps in here, but hopefully we continue on smooth and steady. All right. Anything else you want to say before we go night, baby?
You know what? Next week, let's talk about your girl that just came out of retirement, Mia.
Oh. Well, hopefully she's still alive. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, we'll leave it on that one. Thanks for listening, and catch y'all next time.
See ya.